Hello once again. It's Ashland High School football. Tonight, the Ashland High School Clockers are hosting the Holliston High School Panthers. It's the Tri-Valley League opener for both teams, and it's always a big game, the Holliston game. Your captains are out there. Keith Piers is 55, 43 is Brian Hackett, 75 is Wayne Carlson. Holliston coming off a win last week. They had a 20-3 win over Wayland. The Clockers met Norton here at Harold Grump Walker Field and lost 34-12, I think was the final score. The Clockers got steamrolled in the first period, and in the early second period of that game, they were down 26-0. They won the rest of the game from that point on, but it was quite a shock to this Clocker team as they met a real physical, big Norton team that just steamrolled them in the opening moments. The opening kickoff was run back for a touchdown and went downhill from there. But to the Clockers' credit, they regrouped very nicely, I thought, and played a good football game after that. The highlights of last week's game was the 69-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Sean Hanrahan to newcomer Michael Connaughton. And the Clockers hope to build on that excitement. Brian Hackett also had a touchdown. They hope to build on that for this game against, next to Holliston, probably the biggest rival they have. Although in the Tri-Valley League, a 9-team league in operation for about 30 years, every game is a big game, and every game is a rivalry.
Singing the national anthem tonight is Ashland High School Junior Linda Ciccarella.
And now the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glad, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Linda Ciccarella with the Star-Spangled Banner. And we're getting ready to play football. Both teams look very excited. Bob Thacker along with Bill Lawler tonight, bringing you the game. And the league games are the important ones, and the Clockers know if they want to do well in the Tri-Valley League and contend, you've got to win every league game you possibly can. The Clockers own a 7-game winning streak over the Panthers. And last year, the last 2 games have been very, very close. The Clockers have prevailed both times. And I'm sure with 20 seniors on the Holliston team, the Panthers are feeling that this is the year. Coach Ed Buckley's is in his 7th year as coach of the Panthers, never beaten the Clockers. We're getting ready for the kickoff. The kicker looks to be number 1, Steve Costello, one of the many seniors on this team. As we said, they have 20. The feature players for the Panthers are number 44, Brian Martinelli. He's their running back. They have a new quarterback this year. He's Mike Duquette. He wears 7. But the Clockers are going to get the ball first. And deep for Ashland is Nick Roman, 24, and Brian Hackett, 43. Had a lot of action last week, sadly, because Norton scored so much. And we're underway. A drive into the end zone. You don't see that too often. Picks it up about the 1. Our Roman's going to cut across the field. Now he tries to go up the middle, comes back. They go for the ball, and they finally bring him down. So he got out to about the 25, it looks like. We'll mark it for you in just a second. Just inside the 25, or right on the 25. So the Clockers start with what has to be considered poor field position in high school football. The quarterback is Sean Hanrahan. You'll see Brian Hackett, 43, in the backfield. They go to Brian on the first play of the game. And he's small, but he's tough as he pushes back the bigger defender who was trying to tackle him. Brian played a great game last week. Took a real pounding, but just kept coming back for more. Played his heart out. It's a nice 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. Hanrahan brings him out. Sean wears number 1. Brian again. Oh, upended, twisted, and pounded into the turf.
Brian Hackett, hit behind the line of scrimmage by Dorn Porcello. Loss of about a yard in the play. It'll be a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 coming up for the Clockers.
Number 56, Jason Numbers, the senior, was there on the tackle. That's Jeff Manzeller, 18, split right. Hackett again. Tries the left side this time. Nothing doing. That was a 3rd down play. And this should be a punting situation for Ashland.
Still short of a 1st down. It'll be a 4th and short coming up for Ashland.
Punting team goes in. So what started out very promising with a 9-yard run on 1st down ends up with a loss and a stuff, and next thing you know, you're punting. Mike Barrard, 85, is Ashland's punter this year. Mike's got a fake going, and it's a disaster. The Panthers are going to start with the ball in about the Ashland 11 or 12-yard line, 1st and 10. It was a good snap, but Michael didn't even pretend like he was going to kick it. He tried the left side. It was immediately tackled. So a real test for the Clocker defense right now. Clockers look a little disorganized on defense. Now they're ready. Mike Duquette, the quarterback, he gives it to his big guy, Brian Martinelli, 44, and he gets a few. Brings it inside the 10. 2nd down coming up. We're in the opening minutes of the 1st period. No score. Ashland and Holliston at the Grump.
That was a gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 6 coming up for the Panthers.
2nd down. About 6. Martinelli again. Gets a little more.
Handoff from Mike Duquette.
And they got a 3rd down coming up.
Goes to number 4. Not listed on the program for the Panthers. A gain of maybe 2 yards. It'll be a 3rd and 3 coming up.
John Gilberto calling the defensive signals for the Clockers. He's number 45. 3rd and 3. Up the middle. They got him. He's still churning. He got some yardage. I think say Holliston's pretty excited. They know they're close to a 1st down. Officials calling a timeout. It is a 1st down. It's a 1st and goal for the Panthers.
That's Brian Martinelli for the Panthers. Gain inside the 5. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Panthers.
Duquette brings them out. Got two backs in the backfield. It's Martinelli again.
Brian Martinelli.
And he got in. It's a touchdown. And just like that, the Panthers, with 7:01 left in the first period, have taken a 6-0 lead. And once again, first period woes for the Clockers, as the fake punt backfires, giving the Panthers possession at the Clocker 12, and 4 plays, they take it in. Martinelli doing the bulk of the work. Number 9 is Dom Porcello, another senior. Pretty good foot. It's up and good. 7-0. Timeout on the field.
So, with 7:01 gone in the first period here.
Holliston 7 and Ashland nothing.
Ashland 0.
So the Clockers stunned early again. We'll have to regroup to get back into this game. At least emotionally, they're only down 1 touchdown. But when something like that happens early, it can put a pall on the first quarter or first half of a football game. Roman and Hackett will try to get things going again as they're deep. That's on your second tier. Let's see, you have number 21. Don't make that 27, not on our program tonight. And number 83, Joe Hughes, is in the second tier as well. If they decided to kick it short. Jake Joyce, 52, is in the third unit, for the third line. Let's see what they do. They send it long and deep, same as the first one. And this one's going in and out of the end zone for a touchback. And that'll bring it out to the 20, and the Clockers will start there. So bad field position again for Ashland, as the first 2 kickoffs have been tremendous for Holliston and have really put them in field position to capitalize defensively. Manzeller alone on the right side, and Hackett alone in the backfield. Hanrahan keeps it. Now tries to pitch. Flag on the play. The ball is loose. Holliston says they have it. The officials say they have it, but we have a flag on the play. That was not a forward pass. That was a lateral. We'll see what the penalty's all about here, as the officials confer. The official with the white hat is the head official, and he gets the input from the others and announces the call, and it's a face mask penalty against Holliston, and that's going to bring it back. A huge walk-off, 15 yards, takes it to the 35-yard line, and the Clockers get a break, and it's first down. Well, there's a break for Ashland, as they were getting ready to turn that one over to Holliston, but a face mask penalty gives the Clockers a nice first down and some field position. Hard running Brian Hackett picks up a handful and more. They mark it at the 43.
Gain of about 8, it'll be a 2nd and 2.
Jake Joyce, number 52, your center, brings them out. This time it went to the other back in the Ashland backfield, but there was absolutely nothing going on there. It went to, I think it went to XL Martinez. 29.
Clockers.
He didn't get anything. He even lost a yard. So suddenly, a 2nd and 2 is a 3rd and 3. Hanrahan gets the play from Coach Kevin Maines. To pass, complete to number 86. That's Manny Guerrero.
Pass complete to Guerrero on the play.
Short pass that the Clockers used very, very effectively last week in 3rd down situations. And also on 1st down, it's usually good for about 5 yards. This time it looks like it went for less than 3 and less than the 1st down. And it did, and it's 4th down. And the Clockers are at their own 44-yard line. We're going to have a measurement, but it looks like they're short. The 4 is already up there on the sideline marker, but we're going to have a measurement. Coach Maines asked and was given it. Wants to see how far he has to go before calling his 4th down play. They are short. They are considerably short, just a little bit less than a yard, and it looks like the punt team is in. Barad is deep. See who's back there for Holliston. I can't see his number. Another good snap. Now Michael lets this one go. It's going to take a bounce and die. Now it goes Ashland's way. Don Porcello thinks better of returning it, gets out of the way, and the ball is down at the Holliston 25, and they'll start there, 1st and 10. Clocker defense, Piers is 55. Danny Sullivan is in the defensive backfield, he's 4. Brian Hackett, 43. Number 34 is Jason Knott, who's a linebacker. Mike Barad, 85, he's a linebacker. Keith Pierce playing linebacker too. And they go to Martinelli. Good D this time, but a flag is thrown into the pile. We'll see what it is. Also in the Clocker front 4 is number 56, Mike Mazurik, a junior, getting a lot of playing time in the first 2 games this season. Wayne Carlson, the co-captain, 75. 57 is Mike Blaylock, a junior. He's also in the front line. And Clocker's getting the benefits of the penalties now. A 10-yard penalty from the spot of the hold sets them back to the 15-yard line or the 12-yard line. And it's 1st and 20-something. Oh, Martinelli shows some moves. Puts a helmet right in Jason Knott's stomach, and runs him over. Finally falls down at about the 25, and now it's 2nd and 10. Give him a 13-yard gain. Martinelli's biggest gain of the day. A beautiful night, threatening skies. Tonight's game being played on Saturday, September 23rd, 2000. Tonight's game postponed from last night. There's the pitch. As Martinelli knows what he's doing as he stays in bounds and makes a nice gain. Getting up very close to the 1st down, but it's going to be 3rd and short for the Holliston Panthers. They're about at the 35-yard line. Gilberto's coming into the game. That's Coach Dave DiGirolamo calling those defensive signals for Ashland from the sideline. Longtime coach, longtime assistant of Coach Kevin Maines. Clockers get down to business now. Oh, guess who? Stuffed.
Brian Martinelli right into the line of scrimmage, stacked up.
Buckley, Coach Ed Buckley with a 7-0 lead will probably punt this. Let's see what he does. He's certainly taking his time about deciding. He wants to see where that ball is. The 4th down is coming up. Porcello's coming into the game. Don Porcello, number 9. And no, it's number 7, excuse me. It's Mike Duquette, their quarterback, and they're going to go for it. It's the sneak, and he's got it. Mike Duquette. Got the play from Ed Buckley, and it was his own number. And he happily took it forward for a nice 2 or 3 yard gain. A lot on a quarterback sneak. And the Panthers keep their drive alive. So they came from a 2nd and 27 first and 27 situation to come back to get the first down on 4th down. 2:20 left to go in the first period. Holliston 7, Ashland nothing. There's the handoff. That's number 30, who also carries the ball. It's Jerry Bosworth, a senior. More subs for Ashland. Missouri gets a rest. There's Martinelli. He tries the right side, had a good head of steam up. Give him a 5 yard gain. And another 3rd down coming up. So you'll have to think no matter what happens here, this is 2 down territory for the Panthers. Unless they take a big loss here. Knott's out, Blaylock's out.
Let's make that a big payoff for both the boosters and the lucky winner.
Up the middle, breaks the tackle and gets the first down.
And
Martinelli again. A powerful runner, fast and slippery.
Justin McKay in on the tackle for the Clockers along with Sean Hanrahan. It's a first down for Holliston. Line of scrimmage is right on the 50-yard line.
Here come the Panthers. They've got another first down, the second one on this drive, which started at their own 25. It's a beautiful play
The handoff goes to Don Porcello.
to Don Porcello, number 9, who showed a lot of shiftiness
Flag on the play.
as he went in deep into Ashland territory with a beautifully executed play. But it looks like it's holding and it's all coming back. So just forget about that, although I don't think Coach Maines is going to forget about that play. That's something, even though it's come back on a penalty, the Clockers can't be happy with the way they defended that play to the flanker, Scott Porcello, or Dom Porcello.
Still first down, 1st and 5 now.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down, so I guess it somehow ends up 1st and 5 as they confer. And the first period has ended. And the teams are going to change sides, and we'll tell you that the score is Holliston 7 and Ashland nothing.
Quarter here at Walker Field with the score remaining, Holliston 7, Ashland 0.
Coach Maines meeting with his team and his assistants.
It's a good time to buy those 50-50.
Decide what they're going to do. They've got to find a way to stop these Panthers and Brian Martinelli, whilst keeping an eye on The guys like Jerry Bosworth, number 30, and Dom Porcello, number 9, who have hurt them as well. Andrew McKay, big 67, is on the defensive line, joined by Mike Mazurik, 56. Jake Joyce, 52, is in there. Keith Pierce is 55. Mike Valor, 88, is in for Ashland as a defensive back. Hanrahan, number 1, also playing defensive back. Clock is playing pretty much 9 on the line against trying to stop Martinelli, and it works beautifully. It works beautifully.
First hit on the play was by Jake Joyce.
Joyce not were there to make the tackle. Jason Nutt had a nice game last week against Norton. And getting more playing time tonight as a result, I'm sure. Second and 9, Martinelli again met and crushed. Cowboy Wayne Carlson, number 75. And Keith Pierce, 55, made the initial smash. So the Clocker defense has really risen to the occasion here. Playing a lot more aggressively and getting penetration into the Panther backfield. Martinelli on the reverse to Porcello. He's found a seam, and he hit it, and he's very close to a first down. Porcello very quick on the reverse from Martinelli. He's right on the first 9, and it is a first down. So a nice defensive series by Ashland runs afoul of a reverse play that gets the Panthers another first down. They're 3rd on this drive. They're now at the Ashland 40. Martinelli up the middle, and again, nothing. Second and 10. Clock running, 8:50 left to go in the first half. Holliston 7, Ashland nothing. Clockers in their home blues, and the visiting Panthers in their white with black pants and red numerals. Ashland with a 7-game winning streak against Holliston. The Panthers trying to break it tonight. They show a passing type formation that's, they've got a wideout split this way. And they are going to pass. They let it go. They're looking for Porcello, who ends up breaking up an interception that Manny Guerrero had his eyes on. And Porcello, they're really utilizing his speed in many different ways, both as a ball carrier and as a receiver. So the Panthers take a shot in the air and come up with nothing, and now it's 3rd and 10. Usually a passing situation. We'll see what they do. They send receivers out right and left. But they give it to Martinelli to run it around the right side, and run it he does with that great knack of staying in bounds and getting another first down.
First kick by Guerrero.
Manny Guerrero came up from his defensive backfield spot to make the stop. but it was too late.
12 on the carry. Ball is inside the blocker.
So the Panthers showing that on 3rd and long, they will give it to Martinelli in almost any place on the field. Takes the ball all the way to the Ashland 27-yard line. Another first down, that's 4 on this drive. Guess who? Had an opening, but it closed pretty quickly. He's got about a 3-yard gain.
Brian Martinelli on the carry. Dan Sullivan on the tackle for the Clockers.
Mike Mazurek, 56, and Danny Sullivan, number 4, were there to combine on the stop.
Ball is on the 25-yard line of the Clockers.
Panthers not wasting much time in the huddle. 2nd down play, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Duquette gets it out to Porcello. He's inside the 10.
Duquette to Tom Porcello inside the 5-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle made by Brian Hackett on the play.
Spotted on, let's call it the 7, 1st and goal. Here they come. Duquette to Porcello. Puts the Panthers in a situation where they can go 2 up. They give it to Martinelli, and boy, is he met. What a great tackle by John Gilberto.
John Gilberto on the tackle for the Clockers.
This Gilberto has come out of nowhere. He's a junior, a 6 foot, 185 pounds. And he's risen to the top of the Ashland defense and is making plays. 2nd down. Porcello comes right this time, but they stay on the ground. Martinelli tried to find a seam, and he gets it to about the 3, and it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 3. The other wideout for Holliston is a kid named Brian Garrity. He's wearing 87. Little confusion. Sullivan goes off. Pierce comes in. Clockers in a goal line defense, which generally means bigger players for the run and less defensive backs. Big 3rd down play coming up. There it is. Guess who? Cuts inside, goes in, standing up. Brian Martinelli, his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that runs the score to Holliston 13 and Ashland nothing, with the point after touchdown try to follow. So the Panthers, we said they were excited coming into the game. They're even more excited now. They have their biggest lead over Ashland in 8 years. Clockers on a 7-game winning streak, and that's in danger of ending tonight. The PAT is good. Timeout on the field. Holliston 14, Ashland nothing. A big challenge for Coach Baines for the 2nd week in a row to get his team to come back from a rough first half. It was about at this point last week that they turned it around against Norton and started playing some very good football on both sides of the ball. Let's see if there's anything like that in them tonight. They trail 14-0 with 5:42 left to go in the first half. Bobby, who's 27 for Ashland?
Watch anything 27? Don't have one listed.
Me either.
That's what I've been doing now. If a guy does something, I just say number 27 not listed in the program, and that, you know, they can't be on our case.
And another kickoff coming up. You know, the Panthers went 4-6 last year. which doesn't sound like much, but it was their best record since 1993. So they've fallen on some real hard times, and they're trying to turn it around this year. They beat Wayland last week 20-3, which is a very good start to the 2000 season for Holliston. High, not as driving as the other two. Fumbled by Hackett. They make that a Roman. Picks it up and gets forward about 8 yards. So they're going to start about the 27.5 yard line, 1st and 10 Ashland. Bad field position every single time for Ashland. Sean Hanrahan quarterbacked the Clockers to a win last year over the Panthers over at Holliston. Touchdown pass to Nick Dommings in the first half, and strong running by Matt Souser in the second half was the difference in that game, as the Clockers, as I recall, won 2 touchdowns to 1 and played great defense in the 4th period. The Panthers had a quarterback last year, David Williams, who passed the ball an awful lot, and the Clocker defense was sorely tested in that second half as the Panthers tried to rally for the win, and they really came up big. Let's see if Coach Maines does anything different. It's been pretty much a running team with the ball going mostly to Brian Hackett and a short pass to Manny Guerrero as the only passing option. Here's Hanrahan to pass. He's stressed. He comes to the left. He tucks it under, and he's hammered before he goes out of bounds. Gets 5 yards. Hanrahan has some mobility, and you'd like to use a quarterback who's mobile to get you some yardage on an option-style offense or something like that. But the problem is with that they get hurt, and unless you have really great depth, you just can't take the chance. Holliston is young on defense. They gave up more points than any other TVL team last year, but they've been stopping the Clockers so far, and now a tentative Brian Hackett is thrown for a loss. He didn't see anything he liked and was overwhelmed.
Brought down by a swarm of Holliston tacklers. Mike Johnson in on the play.
Neither team has gone to their tight ends yet tonight. This might be a spot here for Ashland to do something like that. Mike Berard is the tight end for the Clockers, 85. Hanrahan, and he's looking for Jeff Manzella, but over his head. No chance on that.
Intended for Jeff. Jeff Manzella on the near sideline is incomplete. It'll be a 4th and 8 coming up.
So the Clockers are in a definite punting situation now, as it's 4th and 8 from their own 30. And Berard's going to give it a try. Beautiful punt. The dangerous Don Porcello. He goes left this time. He gets up ahead of Steve. He's down the sidelines. And met and stopped by the punter, Mike Berard. But great field position for the Panthers. They're going to start at about the Ashland 31-yard line. A net gain of 1 yard for the Clockers on the punt. And things just keep getting worse for Ashland.
From the Ashland 31-yard line.
The defense has had a lot of time on the field. The last drive, which was a 5 first down drive by the Panthers, took up a lot of time. And we're under 3:49 left to go in the first half. Holliston 14, Ashland nothing. Martinelli stopped initially, then goes forward for a couple of yards.
much of a gain on the play. That was Jake Joyce on the tackle, in on the tackle for the Clockers.
Clockers need a stop.
Andy McKay. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 8.
Danny Phipps, number 60's in the game. And the front four of the Clockers. There's the pitch. Martinelli slips a tackle.
Brian Martinelli.
And Gilberto takes him down. Give him another yard.
By Jason Knott.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
Looks like a bit of a loss on the play, maybe a yard. It'll be a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Panthers.
Porcello comes right. Garrity goes left. Brian Martinelli right up the middle. Ba-boom. Inside the 20. 1st and 10, Holliston. A big, big hole. Joe Hughes, 83, was there on the stop, along with a couple other Clockers, but just a little bit too late. Holliston has had a knack of just getting those first downs repeatedly. And it doesn't matter how far they're away on 3rd down, they get just enough. And on one occasion, they used 4th down to get it. And now, a well-placed timeout called by Holliston. I believe that's the first timeout of the game. It's going to be one of those timeouts where only the quarterback goes over to talk to the coach. Like a 20-second timeout in basketball. It stops the clock, but they don't bring out any water buckets or anything, and play resumes rather quickly. As promised, 1:59 to go. First half, Holliston 14, Ashland nothing. Holliston looking for more. So they're inside the Clocker 20. It's a first down play. It goes to a new back, number 28, Chris Moto. He's a sophomore and a light sophomore, listed as only 137 pounds. He must be fast. And it's one and done for Chris, who lost a couple of yards. Martinelli and Bosworth back in the backfield now. Jerry Bosworth is 30. Brian Martinelli 44. In the slot is Porcello when he gets the ball. And they meet him. Who got him? It was Wayne Carlson, Cowboy Wayne, with a big, big stop on a play that's been very successful for the Panthers tonight. The Clockers have found the answer, and it's another 2-yard loss, and now it's 3rd and 14. And it looks like another timeout as we're down to 1:08 left in the half. I'm not sure which team called that timeout. Clockers may be thinking they'd like to get the ball back. Coach Maines talking to the officials. And the white hat goes mea culpa. Hands apart, palms up.
Will Mr. Berge, please report to the loading dock.
And Coach Maines still unhappy. Coach Dave DiGirolamo having trouble with his name. It's almost unpronounceable. That's why they call him Deej. He's trying to inspire his defense to come up, get the Clockers back in the game, give the offense a chance to get untracked. Offense without a first down here in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. It's Bosworth. had it, but a hard hit from Jason Knott, 34, shook it loose, and now it's 4th down and 14 from the Ashland 24.
And 14 for the Panthers.
See what the Panthers are going to do with 1:03 left in the half. I would guess they're just going to go for it. Mike Duquette, the senior quarterback, his first year quarterbacking the Panthers, gets the play from Coach Ed Buckley. And they're ready to go. Clock stopped, of course. 1:03 left to go. Here we go, 4th down. A very, very deep drop. Wayne Carlson, the big sack. And the Clockers are going to take over at their own 41-yard line with a 1st down and 58 seconds to work with. As Carlson makes a big play for the Ashland defense. Phipps limping off, not a good thing to see.
41-yard line, 1st and 10.
Let's see if the Clockers can do something in these last 58 seconds. The deep passing game missing from the Ashland offense the last 2 years. So it's 41 yards at their own 41, 59 yards to go is a long, long way for this offense, and not a big play offense. They haven't been the last 2 or 3 years. Manzella comes left. Hackett is the deep back. Guerrero is also in the slot. And Bryan gets the call on a running play and picks up about 5 yards. As the clock stops with 51 seconds on the Ashland timeout. It could be their first, it could be their second. They have 5 to use.
Ball is at the 45-yard line.
Some problem with the official over the length of the timeout. Now there's different signals for different timeouts, and the official's a little bit tired of hearing from the Ashland bench. He just got an earful from Maines a short time ago, so he barked at a couple of the Clockers. So it looks like one of those full timeouts, which in high school football means the whole team goes to the sideline to confer with the coaching staff. Like a basketball timeout. So the Clockers run on 1st down with 58 seconds left, hoping to spring the speedy Bryan Hackett. They get 5, but they need a lot more than that if they're going to get any points on the board before halftime. They trail 14-0. And there's just 51 seconds left in this first half.
That timeout was called by the Clockers. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
XL Martinez in front of Bryan Hackett. Hackett goes in motion, and then they inexplicably pull up. Usually a procedure penalty against the Clockers, 5 yards.
Offside call on the defense.
But instead, it's offside on the defense, and the Clockers pick up 5 and make it 2nd and inches. They can use the 5. And the touchdown maker, Michael Connaughton, number 80, has come into the game for the first time tonight. Michael, a mainstay of the Clocker basketball team, has gone out for football this year. And in his first play as a Clocker, had a touchdown last week. Let's see if they go to him here. He's split left. He's tall, he's 6'5", and he can run. Hanrahan is looking for him, long and deep, but it's out of bounds. Hanrahan, Connaughton's tried to stay along the sideline, but no one was going to get that one. 2nd down play coming up, 45 seconds now. Clockers need a 1st down. They'll have 2 more chances. It's a 3rd down play coming up, but they have just 45 seconds left. Clock stopping on the incompletion. Jake Joyce, 52, is your center. Roman in front of Hackett. Hackett gets it. He's got the 1st down and a couple more. And that may be the Clockers' first down of the game, with 41 seconds left to go in the first half. I guess they had another first down on a penalty. Clockers have to use a timeout. That's at least their third. Manzella's coming left. Roman and Hackett are in the backfield. And Manny Guerrero, who's a very good receiver, they haven't really gone to him deep at all this year, is in what they might call the slot. He's 86. Look for Hanrahan to go to Guerrero this time. Let's see. It's a pass or a lateral. I couldn't tell which to Hackett. And he breaks it for a nice gain and goes out of bounds and stops the clock. It's another first down for Ashland. They move into Holliston territory for the first time tonight. They're at about the 35-yard line of the Panthers, and another first down. Connaughton back in. Manzella comes out. Guerrero's on the right this time. Hanrahan to pass, whistles, no play. Procedure call against Ashland, so they lose back 5. Takes them back to the Panther 40.
It's a 5-yarder against the Clockers. It'll be a 1st and 15 coming up. Ball is on the Holliston 40-yard line.
First and 15 now, here we go. Hanrahan wants to pass. Medium range. Connaughton cutting across the middle. Gang tackled after a 10-yard pickup. Mike Connaughton, his second reception of the season. And he looked pretty good running with that football. Clockers didn't get the first down. It's second and about 6 or 7, it looks like, and they had to use another timeout. We're guessing they may have one left. The officials really don't make a big deal about signaling to the crowd which team has called the timeout. So inevitably, one of the earlier timeouts, you don't know which team called it, so you never know exactly how many anybody has left. But when I take over, that's all going to change. Hanrahan dumped it short, intended for Guerrero, but it never had a chance. And now it's 3rd down, and we're down to 19 seconds. XL Martinez, number 29, is in the game. Probably for a reason. Maybe they'll go to him out of the backfield. Manzella's back in, and he's going to be split left. And it's trips left. Manzella, Connaughton, and Guerrero. Hanrahan in trouble. He decided to run it. Didn't get out of bounds, sadly, and is tackled. And now a timeout is called by Ashland. That is definitely their last one. And it's only 6.9 seconds left. Hanrahan takes a loss on that play. He scrambled well. He had 3 receivers downfield, but he never had time to even really look for them, and decided to tuck it under and see what he could get. But he didn't get out of bounds, which would have saved their timeout. But with 6.9, I don't know if that makes any difference. Thierry Kazoo. And I think if Hanrahan can get a little time, he's going to launch one towards the end zone, although this is a long throw for a high school quarterback. The line of scrimmage is the 37. Hanrahan straight back, lets it go long and deep down the right sideline. Ball is deflected by the Panther defense.
School news, sports scores, and special events, turn to Cable 10, Ashland School Channel.
Okay, we're back for the second half. The captains meet at midfield. The Clockers took the opening kickoff, so the Panthers will be getting this one almost certainly. Clockers will defend the goal at the school side of the field. And the Clockers look motivated. Panthers not quite as excited. Maybe a gritty determination. But Ashland has got to do something on offense, or we're not going to have any fun at all this year. Coach Main's using a number of different combinations, and beginning last year when he used more players than I've ever seen him use in his 10 years as coach of the Clockers. When he did not have players playing both ways, he had an offense and a defense and a couple of guys going both ways, but other than that it was pretty much two units. And this year he continues to shuffle in players in and out, using many, many different combinations, but really hasn't found a winning one yet. Clockers won 4 games last year and lost 6, same record as Holliston. Had TVL wins last year over Westwood and Holliston. Also beat Medway and won a non-league game against Keefe Tech. Barrard to kick off. Porcello is deep, along with Bosworth, it looks like. Porcello's going to get it. Why you would kick to him, I don't know. Gets up ahead of steam and is pulled down. Gilberto excelling on special teams as well. An all-around good player. So the Panthers are going to start at their own 30, 1st and 10. Second half action from Walker Field. Holliston 14 and Ashland nothing. Second game of the season and the Tri-Valley League opener for both teams. They show pass, but it would shock me if they did, and they give it to Martinelli, who gets tripped up after a short gain, if any.
Brian Martinelli tripped up by Jason Knott on the play for the Clockers.
They give him an inch second down, so we'll call it 10. Mike Duquette's done a nice job for the Panthers his first season as quarterback, but he is a senior. I formation. Martinelli again, same play. Very little again. It does not go out of bounds. Clock runs, third down. They're going to Jason Knott's side, and Jason is stopping it. Now Piers comes in on the third and long situation for his pass blocking.
No gain on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
It's that play to Porcello, nothing doing but a flag thrown into the pile.
That was Don Porcello on the carry, no gain on the play, penalty flag.
Hope those flags aren't weighted. Referees tend to throw them at the players at the spot of the foul, so to speak. And in the NFL last season, a player was hit in the eye with one and seriously injured. The penalty, I guess, is against Holliston and refused bringing up a 4th and long.
Holliston, it was refused by the Clockers.
But the
So
Panthers
it'll be 4th and 10 coming up for Holliston.
are in deep punt formation for the first time tonight. And that man, Brian Hackett, is deep. He's around his own 40. They kick it to him. He gets it on the 35. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Inside the 40. Hackett gives the Clockers some life.
Jim Bosworth on the punt for Holliston.
And that's a punt returner's job to spark his team with a good return.
Brought down in Holliston territory at the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Clockers.
Ashland with a first down, see if they can get some more. They had a couple of first downs at the end of the first half. Their only first downs of the game. But they just had too far to go and had to throw long passes and did not connect. Bryan spins away, but is ultimately hauled down, but there's a loose football. And the Clockers have it. It's going to be 2nd and long as a loss on the play.
8 for Holliston, Chip Rose. Loss on the play of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 14.
And Nick Roman is in the backfield along with Jason Knott. 34 is going to get a chance as Bryan gets a rest. Manzella split left. The deep back is Jason Knott. He gets the call, tries the right side, gets a couple of tough yards and a flag thrown into the pile. And it's another face mask, the second one of the game against the Panthers, who are just using their fingers too much to. When you really think about it, the players use a tremendous amount of restraint because it's the easiest thing to grab onto. It's a handle. It's the inadvertent style, which gives it a 5-yard penalty and brings up a 2nd down repeat. But now it's 2nd and 5. Brian Hackett back in. Here you go. Ba-boom. Pancaked. Beautiful play by the Holliston defense. I didn't get the number of the big man who made the stop. Might have been Chip Rose.
3rd and 8.
Clockers in a tough 3rd and 8. Passing situation. Sean to pass. Lets it go. He's got an open receiver. It's his tight end, Mike Barad. A beautifully executed play. And it's a Clocker first down.
First down, Ashland.
As they go to the 25, just inside the 25 at the Holliston 24.5. Hanrahan to Barad.
Come on, guys, bring him around.
Ashland trying to get on the board, get themselves into this game. They trail 14-0, 3rd period action from the Grump. Hanrahan in the pocket. Now he goes out. Now he has to eat it.
Hanrahan wrapped up in the backfield.
He didn't get to drop too far, so it's not too big a loss.
Numbers for the Panthers.
He was looking for Manzella.
Loss of about 3. It'll be a 2nd, make that 4. It'll be a 2nd and 14.
Manzello left. The deep back is Brian Hackett. He's going to get it. He's going to try a sweep right. He cuts it inside, does a spin. Gets back to close to the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 3rd and 10. Coming up at the 25. So another big 3rd down play, although I think the Clockers are going to take 2 shots at this.
Third and less than a yard.
Hanrahan to pass. Oh, he wouldn't let go. The big man, 72.
Sean Hanrahan brought down for a big loss.
Big Matt Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Got a grip and used it. Would not let go. A big loss, and now it's 4th and a ton.
Loss of about 20 on the play. It'll be a 4th down coming up for Ashland. And about 25 to go.
Clockers are going to go for it. Hackett in motion. Hanrahan straight back. Looking downfield. Don't know who that was intended for. I would guess it was intended for either Bryan or Guerrero. Manzella was also in the area, but it went right off a Holliston defender. And the Panthers hold and take over on downs. So the Clockers' deepest penetration comes up empty.
First down from their own 39-yard line.
A big 3rd down defensive play by Matt Gallagher was the big play in stopping that drive. Now Holliston with pretty decent field position, almost to their own 40. And here they go. Martinelli catches the defense on the downside. You can't get depressed on defense because your offense isn't working, or they'll catch you sleeping, and that's just what happened. As Martinelli takes his biggest romp of the evening.
That's about a 20-yard gain. It's a first down for the Panthers from the Ashland 40.
We'll give him 20 yards, and it's first down now at the Ashland 40. Very confident Panther offense. In full gear. Martinelli goes up the middle for a couple.
Brian Martinelli gain of about a yard. It'll be a 2nd and 9.
Second and 8 coming up. Martinelli goes right up the middle, picks up another 4. 3rd and 4 coming up. This is 2 down territory, so the Clockers need at least 2 big plays here to get the ball back. Holliston keeping the pressure on the Ashland defense. They've been out there quite a bit tonight, and there's no end in sight as the Panthers continue to drive. Martinelli again, first down and more. Fumble. Did Guerrero get it? No, he didn't. He had a good chance at it, but the Panthers player came up with it. This man, he just couldn't hold on, and it's a first down. That could have really helped Ashland. But now it's first down Holliston at the Ashland 25. It's a game of inches or bounces. Maine's on the field. This could result in a penalty, and he doesn't even care. He's furious. This is the furthest out on the field I've seen him. He is mad. He did not like that call on the fumble. The head referee trying to just get him off the field, but he is steamed. Meanwhile, the game is going to continue as they send Maines to the sideline. Boy, if you're a coach, something about the outdoor atmosphere is something you can yell, scream, say anything you want, walk on the field, stop the game. It's no penalty at all. Bosworth gets a carry. Gets a tough couple.
That was Wayne Carlson on the tackle for the Clockers. John Porcello, the ball carrier. It was a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Under 3 minutes left to go in the third period. Holliston 14, Ashland nothing. Holliston driving. A third down play coming up. Martinelli. That was a second down play, excuse me. He takes it nearer to the first down, but it's going to be third and short coming up. And again, a tall order for the Clockers because it's going to be 2 plays that the Panthers are going to run from this point in the field without question. Joe Hughes, 83, comes in for Ashland. Martinelli. Pounding. Inside the 10, close to the 5. First down, Holliston. Guerrero brought him down. The Clockers go to their goal line defense, which includes Mike Mookie Blaylock, 57. Mike Berard, 85. Sean Hanrahan, number 1. It's 1st and goal, Panthers, and there's, with 1:50 left to go in the third period, a touchdown here would just about put this one away. But the Clockers say, wait a minute, as they stop the ball carrier for a loss.
Tony, Nico, to the announcer's booth, please. About a gain of 2 yards on the play. It'll be a 2nd and goal for the Panthers.
Second down and goal. And Bosworth gets the call, goes right up the middle for a touchdown. I bet that feels good. Jerry Bosworth, one of his few carries of the night, and he goes 7 yards right up the middle between the center and the right guard for a touchdown. And the score goes to 20-0 with the extra point try to come.
Tony and Nico, please, to the announcer's booth.
Snap back ball down. It's up.
And the kick is good by Dom.
It's no good.
No good, no good.
So the score stays at 20-0. Timeout on the field. 1:07 left to go in the third period.
WACA-TV, Holliston 20, Ashland 0.
And the Clockers extremely frustrated. Just have not been able to get anything going.
I think we both need our glasses. We're reading it upside down. It's true.
You just read the one you see. That's the one you want.
689-82219. It's the other way.
They work well in my pocket.
I see that 72. Who else is that?
Because I looked at it the
second guy just to confirm it, and I said, hey, there's something wrong here.
No, you know why?
Because I looked at my ticket, and I've got 689. And I looked and I said 689. Well, I got the winner. And then I looked at it the second time and realized that I was looking at the first three numbers, not the last three. So I will call 219.
Here we go. Ehrman cuts to the center of the field, now finds a seam and gets dragged down at the Ashland 35-yard line, and the Clockers are going to start there, but they're 3 touchdowns down now, 20-0. They got a quarter and 58 seconds in which to make it interesting.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Flag on the play almost always against the return team, and this is no exception. And things going from bad to worse here. This is going to put the Clockers way, way back to their own
They're all blue tonight, I think.
14-yard line.
No pink ones in there.
And Hanrahan's going to start there.
Penalties against the Clockers moves the ball back to the 15, maybe the 14-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 14.
Manzello left. Same backfield, Hackett and Roman. They get it to Hackett on a pitch, and he picks up a nice 4-yard gain. 2nd down, Hanrahan with the long sprint to get the play. So Maines uses Jason Knott to meet Sean halfway. That's going to bring Brian Hackett out of the ball game. Second and 6, clock running under 25 seconds left to go in the 3rd period. Hanrahan's still got it. It's a keeper. It's a short gain, and he's hammered. Picks up a handful. It's going to be a 3rd down and 2 or 3. Needless to say, the Clockers have to keep this drive going. They've got to get this 1st down. Got an official's timeout with an equipment problem or an injury to a Holliston player. Trainer clears the area. Looks like some kind of a Charlie horse. And a left leg problem. There's Hanrahan and Maine's time to confer. There's a big 3rd down and 2 coming up for Ashland as they desperately try to get back in this ball game. Desperately trying to get some offense going. Coach Maines in his 11th year. Or his 10th year, I guess. 57 and 37. His record, the loss last week, makes it 57 and 38. Clocker schedule coming up. They're going to be going to Millis next week to play. And then they'll have Westwood at home, play at Medfield. Bellingham is a home game the following week. Then Keefe Tech, Dover, Sherburne, and Medway on the road. And Thanksgiving Day, Hopkinton, the game is at home this year. And it looks like the injured player is the undisputed star of the Panther attack, Brian Martinelli. Number 44. So the night this kid has had in the season, you know he's going to have. You hate to see anything slow him down. The staff looks him over, the trainer. Coach is out there. The teams have gone to the sideline, or at least the Panther team has gone to the sideline. I don't see anyone going to get the cart. And now they're helping him up. He's on his feet. That's a great sign. He's walking off slowly but without a limp. So that certainly is encouraging, but he's going to have to take a breather. I believe by rule and also by common sense. And now we're back to football. But the officials aren't ready for some reason. They're going to make both teams rehuddle. I guess they started the clock and ended the quarter, and that's what happened. 3 quarters are in the book on this nice, warm September night in Ashland. And Holliston leads 20-0.
Now is the big time that everybody's been waiting for. Get those 50-50 raffle tickets out. They're blue tonight. They're all blue. Clocker blue. The winner is 689 8219. Last 3 digits are 219. 689 8219. 219 is the winning ticket. You have that ticket, bring it up.
Well, I don't know exactly what Coach Maines has in mind for this final period, but I think you're going to see everything in the playbook as he tries to jumpstart his offense, which has been moribund here tonight. Maines assisted by Coach DiGeronimo, Tom Forbes, Kevin Carney, Derek Atherton, and his freshman coaches this year, Tyler Perry, Chris Small, and Dennis Baker. And again, we'll try that big 3rd down play. Clock is heading towards the school now. New scoreboard this year at the Grump. The pass is complete to Mike Berard, his 2nd first down pass of the game. Beautiful job. So that's a play that has worked for Ashland. They've gone to their tight end twice tonight, both times for a big first down.
We have a winner.
Ball's now out at the Ashland 30, and it's a first down.
We have a winner. Mr. Vendetti from Ashland is the winner.
Nice run. Nice run. That's almost a 10-yard gain
Thank you all for buying tickets.
for Brian Hackett.
Payoff tonight was twice what it was last week. $125,000. Second and 1.
Didn't quite get the first down. 2nd and less than a yard. This is a big play down, but they want that first down, so they send Hackett up the middle. And he makes it a big play as he gets a nice 7 or 8 yard gain. He's motivated. Brian Hackett running well. The Clockers blocking well up front. Carlson, Piers, Justin McKay opening the hole, along with Jake Joyce. Guerrero in motion. The pitch is to Brian Hackett. Does a little leapfrog and gets a tough yard.
Tripped up by Don Porcello.
He's not happy with his decision on that play, but it looked like he did the best he could. Coach Maines telling Sean Hanrahan, a long story here. Let's see if we see something interesting on this play. As Coach Maines gave a long conversation with Sean Hanrahan, the Clocker QB. It's just a pitch, and it's a loss.
Brian Hackett,
And now it's third and very long.
dragged down by John Porcello. Loss of 2, it'll be a 3rd and 11.
Third and 11, Manzella to the right. Hanrahan to pass. Manzella on the stop and go. Oh, just over his fingertips. Closely guarded by the ubiquitous Don Porcello.
He's incomplete. It'll be a 4th and 11 coming up for Ashland.
I would guess the Clockers would feel they have to go for it here. 7:40 left in the game. They're down 20-0, and it's a timeout Ashland.
Timeout, Clockers.
Unusual time for a timeout with the clock stopped on the incompletion, but Coach Maines figures this is an important play. And Michael Connaughton has come into the game, the 6'5" wideout. Has 1 reception tonight. Brian Hackett's coming out of the game. So everything is pointing to a pass, and it's going to have to be at least an 11-yarder to keep this drive alive. They've had success to the tight end Barad, but how many times can you run that play? It's worked twice for a first down. 3 receivers flanked to the right-hand side by Sean Hanrahan, straight back. He's got some time. Now he looks for secondary receivers. A pass was complete. It came loose in the tackling, and now they call it incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
I was thinking maybe something like complete pass, and then the ground caused the fumble, so no fumble, but no such luck. Michael Barad had it. It was another first down, but it just came loose, ruled incomplete. And the Panthers take over on downs with 7:33 to go. I don't think you're going to be seeing any passing from them, as they're going to try to burn as much time as they can. And a couple of first downs here, and the Clockers are going to have to use some timeouts to stop the clock. Clockers could really use a fumble recovery or something here, because this one is almost gotten away. Martinelli still on the sidelines from his injury.
Dave LeBeau. I'll make that Chris Motto.
Chris Motto getting another carry, 28.
Holliston gain of about 6 on the play.
As
It'll
we're
be a
getting
2nd
some
and 0.
different people now in the Panther backfield. There's somebody with a number in the 40s back there now. We'll see who that is. Yeah, he did get it. Let's see if we can get his number for you. We'll give you his name. It's limping a little bit from his only play of the game. He's number 42. It's Ed Awad, a senior. Getting some action as Martinelli may be through for the night, with the Panthers with a comfortable lead and time running down as we're under 6.5 left to go in the game. Holliston 20, Ashland nothing. Bosworth or Motto. That was Motto. Got his best run of the night. And it's a Holliston first down, and the clock is running. The official's not even waiting for the chains to be moved. It's they're a little more careful about the college level.
Line of scrimmage is the Ashland 34.
There's some good defense. Clock has devastated that play. Piers
Motto again, the carrier.
and Blaylock
No gain.
combined for the tackle. And here, guess who's back in the game? Number 44. Brian Martinelli has returned. Coach Buckley not taking any chances after 7 long years of defeat. And here's Martinelli. Runs into his own man and is snowed under.
Ryan Martinelli, the ball carrier.
Oh, and now some hard feelings. Quickly broken up. 3rd and long.
Teal on the tackle for Ashland, along with Brian Hackett.
Adam Teal made the stop for the Clockers.
On the play, it'll be a 3rd and 14.
Nice play. Martinelli, daylight. Touchdown.
Ryan Martinelli.
A beautiful 34-yard run. Oh, make that 38-yard run for Brian Martinelli. And a very, very nice play, very well executed. And he just bursted to daylight and just outran the Clocker defense across the field to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. That makes it 26-0. There's some laundry on the field. We'll see what it is. We talked to Martinelli, see how he's doing, congratulate him on his touchdown. It's against the Clockers and against the Panthers. Offsetting unsportsmanlike type penalties. So the touchdown stands 26-0, and the Panthers getting ready for their point after touchdown attempt, their 4th of the evening. They've kicked 2 out of 3. Oh, and I was completely wrong. They're going to mark something off here now. And the penalty is on the
Okay, the touchdown stands.
The penalty is
on the extra point.
So we have like a 40-yard extra point attempt here for some reason. Fake whistle.
And there was a whistle before the
Chaos reigns at the Grump.
We'll sort this out.
Let's see if I could just get some clue as to what happened or what's going on. Oh, they're going to try it once again. From the 25, which would make it a 35-yarder. Don Porcello is ready to try again. Whistles all in their pockets. It's up, it's long enough, but it's no good. It's wide left. So a half-hour extra point attempt finally comes to an end with 4:18 left to go. The score stays Holliston 26 and Ashland nothing.
Holliston 26, Ashland 0.
And it's a rough night when 2 missed extra points are the highlight of your night if you're a Clocker fan. And it doesn't get any easier with Millis next week and then Westwood. And then Bellingham and then Medfield. Clockers have a lot of work to do, and I think it's a short week. I think I have the Millis game. It looks like it's a Thursday night event. down in Millis, a 6 o'clock start according to my schedule here. So that'll be different, but that gives Coach Maines a short time to do an awful lot of work, as Martinelli was more than the Clocker defense can handle. They contained him somewhat until that last touchdown run, but he was getting steady chunks of yardage all along. They're on the field an awful lot, but the offense just could not do anything. Roman takes it in the end zone, decides to run it out, and pays for that decision. Of course, I think if you fumble it into the end zone, you might have to run it out.
Holliston kickoff is down by the Clockers inside, down around the 5-yard line.
So Ashland is going to start around their own 5, 1st and 10. And just when you think it can't get any worse, it does.
I had to recognize you were here, Want me to put a plug in for the first down?
No significant substitutions for Ashland. Coach Maines continues to go with his first unit. Hanrahan still has it, wants to run. Takes a hit, but makes a gain. Let's give him 5.
It'll be 2nd and 4.
And a second down play coming up. Make it a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Clock running, 3:40 left to go, and I don't think the Ashland will be using any timeouts. Hanrahan's keeping it again, as Coach Maines deciding to use Hanrahan's abilities to get a first down.
Looks like he's got enough for a first down.
Takes it out to the 20. So 15 yards and 2 carries by Sean Hanrahan. Getting the Ashland Clockers out of a deep hole. Actually mark it at the 22, 17 yards and 2 carries.
The line of scrimmage will be about the 22.
Not the deep back. Hanrahan again. Gang tackled as he pays the price for breaking those first couple of tackles. 3 times in a row, Sean Hanrahan has been allowed to take the snap and look for daylight. That time it didn't work. No gain. 2nd and 10. Oh, everyone jumps, flags fly, and it's against Ashland. That's going to cost them 5. Stops the clock, 2:04 left in the game. Holliston 26, Ashland nothing. Tri-Valley League opener going the Panthers' way. And with 2 minutes left to go, I think we can safely say the Panthers have broken Ashland's 7-game winning streak. So they'll be going home happy tonight for the first time in a long, long time. And their hopes are high in the Tri-Valley League season, although all their tough games are ahead of them. Clockers will be playing the defending Tri-Valley League champion Millis Mohawks, their next game, down in Millis, where even our greatest teams have had problems over the years. A very, very tough place to play, a very tough place to win.
It'll be a 3rd and 13.
Third and 13, roughly. And Danny Sullivan is in at quarterback for the Clockers. Danny's going to try his own number and get a couple of tough yards before 10 out of the 11 Panthers join in the tackle.
Sullivan in for Sean Hanrahan, carrying the ball for the Clockers back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 4th.
Now we're under a minute with the clock running. I think we got one play left to run, if that. Patrick Hanrahan, number 14, is split to the right if they get this play off. 29 seconds left. They had to call a timeout. The second unit comes in. There's always a little bit of confusion. Players running on, off, on, off, on, off. 3 come in, 3 come out. Same ones that came in come out. Danny's got the play. He's a junior. He's still got it. And now he doesn't, as he's separated from it. Somebody picked it up for Ashland and had tried to advance it a couple of yards, but this game is over. Except the officials have stopped the clock for some reason.
On that 4th down play, so Holliston will take over.
And then Holliston takes over on downs deep in Ashland territory, but I think we're looking at a knee and the end of this game. Clockers having trouble getting a defense together out there. As we've seen close to a total breakdown on the Ashland offense tonight, nothing would work. The defense, I thought, played fairly well. Got a little bit tired, maybe a little bit tired in the second half, and Martinelli started ripping off slightly larger chunks than normal. There's the knee by the backup quarterback, and that's going to do it. As the final seconds tick off here at the Grump, and the Panthers celebrate, and the Clockers, holding their heads up, go out to the center of the field for the traditional handshake with their fellow Warriors from neighboring Holliston. And the red and black have won tonight, 26-0. In a game you'd have to say was all Holliston right from the very beginning. Brian Martinelli, an excellent running back, had a great night. And the Panthers looked very, very smooth on both sides of the ball. Clockers couldn't get anything going on offense, played pretty well on defense, but finally got worn down for 4 touchdowns. And that's going to do it as Walker Field empties out. Our thanks to our excellent production crew tonight, headed by Bill Lawler. And my name is Bob Thacker, and we'll see you next time on Ashland High School football. Follow the Clockers all season long, all sports exclusively on Channel 10, the school channel. Thank you and good night.